Next speaker is Ms. Amy Jacob. She is she suffered from cancer and received the chemotherapy, palliative chemotherapy, right? And then she will talk about her experience. Please start your lectures.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amy Jacobs, and I live in New York, USA. I'm so honored to be here as a patient advocate on behalf of Debbie's Dream Foundation, Curing Stomach Cancer, DDF, the largest USA-based nonprofit organization for stomach cancer, focusing on disease awareness, patient resources, advocacy, research funding opportunities, to name a few. Through DDF, I am a global PrEP mentor for stage 4 patients and caregivers, and DDF's chapter leader for New York's Long Island region. I hope my input will benefit the global community by giving a glimpse of the patient's perspective, much of which comes from my mentees and other patients. This conference is very special to me as I reach my 5-year post-diagnosis anniversary this past Tuesday, June 13th, which is my first long-term goal, set a diagnosis. Thank you. Where my statistical expectancy was a grim 6 months. On June 13th, 2018, I was diagnosed stage 4 during emergency surgery, which ended up in a Bill Roth 2 partial gastrectomy. A 9.5 centimeter tumor perforated my antrum, and the lower 80% of my stomach was removed. The tumor was not visible on pre-surgery CAT scan, but revealed during endoscopy. 12 biweeklies of first-line chemo failed, with metastasis to my liver. 3 cycles of second-line chemo had my physical quality of life declining rapidly, and third-line immunotherapy began March 25th, 2019, which destroyed all metastasis to my liver, and I've since remained no evidence of disease or recurrence. Mine was quite the cancer battle and hard work to build back what it stole from my body. I have several visible and invisible items of damage, but strive every day to be bigger than them. Life is great. I had countless blessings that I never would have had if I had heeded those statistics. I'm speaking here today on the topic of second-line chemotherapy. It's a very broad topic involving many factors, including quality of life versus quantity of life, mental health and physical issues, inpatient treatment options, ensuring pathology and genetic testing were done at diagnosis, and many diversity on issues including age, race, gender, income, rural and remote areas, language barriers, religion, ethnicity, and country location. Addressing some of these, I begin with quantity of life versus quality of life. There is some degree of weakening by first-line chemo. Many patients have a depressing and often painful life, wondering how long they can exist like this. Most family and caregivers just want the patient alive. Moving to second line is no guarantee that will change. Many, not knowing what to ask, solely trust the oncologist's next move. Not all doctors explore options outside the standard second-line chemo, and some patients will choose to simply not proceed with any treatment. Full and detailed explanations of each option must be given to the patient, and especially for HIPEC. Better treatment options remain urgently needed, and especially gastrectomy options, which is typically refused point blank when requested. This is the optimal time for surgery, and what we see in common with the majority of long-time stage 4 survivors is each had a full or partial gastrectomy. Some surgeries for stage 4s are being done in the USA, which is a huge breakthrough. While not all types of cancer are candidates for gastrectomy, it is at this point the West needs to learn from the East. Turning to mental health, regardless of age, for many, the groundwork was set at diagnosis, that stage 4 is treatable but not curable. We all may agree that mental health is a taboo topic, but it's the strong-minded patient who keeps up the will to fight. Patients often believe their doctors have given up on them, leaving them further distraught. I tell everyone I mentor, a strong mind is crucial and most likely 90% of the battle. A great help would be the medical team giving some sense of drive. I'm not referring to false hope, but rather examples simply encouraging them to take each day as it comes. No one can predict our end until we're knocking on its door. Fear, anxiety, PTSD, depression, insomnia, and extreme anger are real mental issues that stage 4s face, and when not properly addressed, only add more complication to the cancer battle. Turning to some diversity issues, treatment availability differs between countries. While the USA is far behind Asia, European and other countries are far behind us. For example, pembrolizumab, which is a miracle immunotherapy drug to so many, including myself, is not even approved in Australia and many other European countries. Patients are left to advocate for this on their own. Financial burdens internationally have many patients paying out of pocket for highly expensive treatment drugs. Denials occur when a drug is not on the approved list, and ironically, when the stage 4 has outlived the life expectancy set by their insurance company. Many offices are unaware of manufacturers' patient financial assistance programs to help the underinsured and uninsured, and they often provide the drugs for compassionate care for patients left with minimal treatment options. These are a few of the issues that present themselves when venturing into second-line chemo. Stomach cancer remains the 4th deadliest cancer on the planet without any early screening process in the USA and many other countries. The medical world can greatly help us advocate too. When a patient first presents with any gastric issues, please test for H. pylori and schedule an endoscopy. With no early starting place, this disease will continue to be diagnosed at late stages. Please also direct your diagnosed patients to the nonprofits here today for immediate assistance. USA-based Debbie's Dream Foundation, Curing Stomach Cancer, Canada-based My Gut Feeling, and Japan-based Kibo no Kai, and Know We All network together internationally. Many thanks again for having me. It's a great honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Please, okay. Okay. Amy, please come back to the podium. We would like to accept the question, the comment. Any comment from question from the floors or website? So I have one question. Maybe the failure of the first and the second line chemotherapy was a bad news for you, and then I guess that you were depressed and shocked. How could you keep the fighting spirit, even the failure of the first and the second line treatment?
I guess it was holding out for something better. I really thought chemotherapy was going to kill me. But at the time in 2018 and 19, things were different. Now they test up front for the biomarkers. They didn't do that then. You had to have 2 failed chemos, and then they tested for MSI high, etc. So you have the benefit of all that new science here. So
okay, thank you.
I just say keep fighting.
Thank you. We would like to congratulate your success
Thank you.
treatment story. Thank you.
I'm glad to still be here. Thank you.
Okay, please, all the panelists come up to the podium, and then we would like to.
So we are open now